Welcome, welcome. Message from the streets, breaking the little bread. Now, today's topic most definitely going to be controversial, but just hear me out. Today's topic is that God is a prisoner inside of us, or more or less, the attributes of God, the Most High, El Shaddai, the Christ consciousness, is a prisoner within inside of human beings, on account that most of us operate out of what is known as the lower self. The lower self is of God, yet it is not the highest potential, whereas though man is moving towards self-improvement. There's a book by a gentleman by the name of John Baines, The Secret Science. And he said that, the way that the consciousness or the highest self work is that there are what is considered to be agents or puppet kings that takes positions on the throne of the kingdom. The throne of the kingdom is the mind. Some call it the third eye, sitting on the consciousness of man. So if you don't have the Christ consciousness, the authentic consciousness, the God consciousness operating on the throne of your kingdom, that means that one of the puppet kings, selfishness, envy, unforgiveness, hatefulness, different types of behavior patterns that does not exemplify our true potential. Now, how is God a captive or prisoner? Well, when we're not demonstrating and operating from the higher self, the Christ consciousness, the authentic self, the God within us, in the positive vibration or the higher vibrations, that means that something else is going on. And we have a lot of distractions every day that we get caught up in. We start to be captivated by the illusions of the marketplace. The marketplace is a symbol of the world. We started going after things that are not beneficial to generating, strength in our higher self. So we might get sidetracked or derailed in, cars and women and clothes and, like intimacy, just different things that become the focal point of our lives. And when that happens, that means that we're spending this time on these things, and when we're doing that, we're not really working on ourselves. There's lessons to be learned on every and any path that we take. But one thing for sure is about getting in the proper frequency. They have a story, illustration in the Old Testament, the Tanakh, Torah, and it's about Adam and Eve. And they say that once that disobedience came into the cycle of the relationship between the Most High and Adam and Eve, that they failed. What did they fall from? I spoke on this before. They failed in consciousness. And they actually went on another channel. The Most High has always been and always will and always shall be in the same frequency, dimensional existence. Even though that, because the Most High is the Most High, can visit these other frequencies where we're at. Send ambassadors, in a sense, attributes of the oneness, to warn us, to attempt to wake us up, to attempt to give us a good demonstration about how we should be demonstrated so we can get to the next level. As the Most High is a prisoner, it is also saying that, that we ourselves are POWs, prisoners of war. Some people say that we the prisoners of the devil. But the devil is none other than an attribute of ourself. Because if it wasn't, the devil couldn't manifest in us. We have different types of things that lay dormant that are activated according to our mental state, our psychological abilities to reason. A lot of times this devil or this lower self operation is activated by the emotional state. You know, a lot of people are in jail or in the grave, in insane asylums because they have become emotional and not have become logical thinkers. You know, it said that knowledge is equivalent to light, whereas though ignorance is equivalent to darkness. So when we're in this darkness, we are not being our higher self because we are light. So instead of letting our light illuminate and, you know, do what it was created to do, to be a beaconing point for others and ourselves, we go down into the shadow self, get a little shady. And all of these things with this lower self, shadow self, is also connected to the God in us as being a prisoner, not being able to function and operate to the highest, you know, applicable abilities. And that is all on choice. And you know, sometimes, man, because of the choices that we made times ago, that we have to reap what we sow and learn the lessons. But the thing about the lessons, if you don't learn them, we don't learn them, they come back again and again and again. Just like the, you know, the earth evolving, rotating around the sun. Seasons come back again and again and again. And it's up for us to recognize it. And a part of recognizing it is also a part of making an adjustment in the decisions that we have made previously that have us captivated, captured in prison on a particular level. When I talk about level, I'm talking about life is like a video game. I spoke about it before. There's different levels. You complete one level, you go to the next level. And this is about our self-improvement in life. It's levels. And at every level, at the end of the level, like in the video games, when you meet the boss is no other than selfish self, manifested in a different type of perspective. Selfish self may look scary, may look, you know, like a great warrior, so forth and so on, but it's us at every level. Every day we're fighting us. You know, the terminology about the devil doing this and doing that and so forth and so on. That devil is us. And just like the messenger or the ambassador, the light bearer, in the sense of being the angelic being, is in us as well. I mean, you know, people may think that that's not logical because we've been indoctrinated, you know, through Christianity, churchianity, Islam, Judaism, and forms of Buddhism and the Vedas. But even though we have been indoctrinated to think that one of these schools is the best and the only school, for surely when you do your research and your start to operate, you'll see that these schools have a lot of things in common. They differ in certain ways, but what people do is throw the baby out with the bathwater. They say, you know what, the Vedas, they talking about all these gods, the Absolute and the Vishnu and the Brahma and the authentic self. Man, that's too much. That don't correlate with what we have studied in Islam or Christianity and Judaism. But the only thing you got to do is realize that all this stuff has different names and is headed towards similar paths, in a sense where as though when you be on a path, no matter what path it's on, it's going to lead you to the one path, to the oneness. If you started off all the way to the left or all the way to the right, by the time you get to where you're getting to and you operating in love and truth, that path gonna get smaller and they're gonna direct you to the place within yourself, you know, and there's a union can be made. But a lot of us block those paths and those possibilities because we've been indoctrinated. Yeah, we've been indoctrinated. So let the God in you free. Roll the stone back from your heart. Peace, love,